game of this 5-match series is being played at the Guyana National Stadium at the Providence. Zimbabwean skipper Prosper Otsea won the toss and elected to bat. The pitch at the National Stadium looks easy for batting without any live grass in it. There will be no help for the new ball bowlers, however the spinners might come into play. Zimbabwe's side is unchanged from the one that won the T20 game in Trinidad. Their spinners will hope to get into the thick of things once again. The hosts have copped a lot of criticism after their defeat in the T20 match. They will be smarting and looking for revenge. The return of Chris Gayle will raise their spirits. So with an exciting game in prospect, let's join the action. Your commentators are Jeffrey Dujon and Tony Cozier.
There's Masakadze, their leading batsman, really. 100 on Test debut against the West Indies at the age of 17. Now an experienced player, and so is Sabanda. Out first ball in Trinidad in the 2020, but he's got plenty of experience as well. One of the few players in international cricket with spectacles, bats in spectacles. And it's Kemar Roach, the fastest of the West Indies bowlers, who will start. Masakadze in strike. Sunshine here at Providence. And we're ready for the first ball. Umpire Clyde Duncan signals for the start.
Batsman, ready? Play.
That's beautifully bowled. Cut right back in, clip the top of the pad, and probably too high. That's why umpire Duncan didn't give it. Let's hear the interpretation for the first time today of Jeffrey Dujon.
Well, this delivery really surprised Masakadze. Could possibly have hit one of those cracks, but that really darted back in.
Kemar Roach, whenever he gets a wicket, kisses the West Indies badge on his shirt. And with that delivery, rather prematurely, doing the same thing. Wasted a kiss. Got it through. Nice drive. Outfield is fast. It's been very dry here. Will go all the way for 4. Fine shot by Masakadze after the scare of the first delivery.
Well, this looks a good shot. Got to take advantage of anything that's loose, and that was a full toss. And Masakadze didn't time it as well as he'd have liked to, but got enough bat on it.
The West Indies are going to use Sullivan and Ben, who had such a tremendous start in the 2020 International in Port of Spain. I think we'll probably see this a lot more in conditions such as we got in Trinidad on the weekend in that 2020, and here in Guyana where the pitches tend to be slow, a bit of turn. You're going to see slower bowlers, spin bowlers being used with the new ball. Could well happen in the 3 one-day internationals in St. Vincent as well. Pitch there not dissimilar to the one we will see here. Here's Ben. Well, it's off the back of the bat and flown down towards third man. Not where he wanted the ball to go, in the direction that is, but he wanted it over the boundary and he got it. So off the mark, Sabanda with a boundary.
You got to take them any way you can get them in this form of the game. Top edge there from Sabanda. Young Bravo.
Nicely played. Long chase here for Bharat. And they'll collect a comfortable 3.
Just short enough to get worked away by Masakadze.
Zimbabwe won the toss. They're batting. Here's Ben to Sabanda. Cut shot. Third man is vacant. And the outfield is fast and it goes for 4.
It's a slow pitch, and if you're short and wide, batsman has a lot of time. No one at third man.
That's through. Got right on top of it. Fast outfield. Touch and go. And that's well done. Big man, Kieron Pollard. Pulling it back. Smiles on faces. Good effort.
They're just in the nick of time.
So 3 more to Mazakadze. Run out chance and took a little bit long to get rid of it. Bharat. Confusion between the two batsmen. Looked as if he was past the point of no return, but just managed to get back in time. Here it is.
Thought it would beat the fielder. Got sent back by Sibanda. Good piece of fielding there from Adrian Bharat, and the fumble, I think, is what saved Mazakadze.
Down the wicket, magnificently struck. Finishes the over in emphatic fashion with a boundary. 30 without loss after 9.
Don't bother chasing that. Someone will throw it back. Not the best fielding that you'll get there at mid-off. Possibility of a third run as well. Chandra Paul at mid-off. That's well struck. It will go all the way.
This is about the second time that he started to advance, hoping to play the attacking shot. I think the first effort took the inner part of the bat, but on this occasion he got there and used his hands quite nicely. Slightly off balance, almost as he played it, bringing up the right leg.
And on that occasion, he was afforded a bit more room outside the off stump, made the shot a lot easier. Change in the field. Mid-off goes back to long off, and also, as we just saw, the wicket keeper is now up. Dinesh Ramdin has come up to the stumps to try and prevent him from charging down the wicket. That makes fine leg having to come up into the circle, and well played. Very well played. He's looking at what's happening around him, Mazakadze.
And Pollard guilty of just going down the wrong line and straight away using the face of the bat and good timing, turning it away nicely.
Found the gap. Made room for himself.
Just making a little bit of room back and used in the hands quite nicely. turning away a fraction, but he covered it very well.
Big appeal again. He's been given out this time. The West Indies certainly needed a wicket, and they got the right man as far as they are concerned. Mazakatsa goes.
Well, struck on the back leg and turning a little bit, Michael.
My opinion, Red's missing off stump, but he has to go. You do what the umpire says, and he says you're out. It's 6 or 7 for 1. Tatenda Taibu facing up to his first delivery. 26 years old. He has been around some time, Taibu. Well bowled. So a wicket, a boundary and a single in that over. 6 or 7 for 1.
Here at Providence in 50 over cricket, it has been very difficult for teams batting second here to win. That's put away quite nicely by Taibu, and he'll get free. Even the most recent games, the last 2 one-day internationals played here against England, West Indies last year, both games went to the team batting first.
This sort of game suits Taibu so much, Ian. Nudge into gaps, run hard, pick up singles. He also times the ball nicely. If he gets something wrong, he'll put it away. But there's a crucial period for Chris Gayle as well to, as you said earlier, keep the fielders in tight. Got to keep these singles down. Look at that, another single. Maybe pick up another one. But that's what it's all about. It's just quick running between the wicket. And he makes it. 2. So suddenly after bowling quite a good over, it's going upstairs, but it doesn't look out at all. But after not a bad over at all, Zimbabwe have picked up 4 quick little singles, haven't they?
Confirmation that Sibanda is home safely for 2. And that will be confirmed by the television umpire in a moment. Yep, green light goes on. He's found the gap nicely. And that is a boundary to Tatenda Taibu. 9 fours now in the innings, so it's been fairly hard work.
Look at where he stood. He took that from so wide of off stump. He's picking up the gap. There's no one out in the mid-wicket fence, so there is an opportunity out there. Chris Gayle's kept that open. And Taibu just sweet timing through mid-wicket. But this guy can sweep, he can drive. He's a small guy, Ian, but quick on those feet. Pick up his singles as well. Goes there again, same place. And it's just one bounce for good cricket to Tatenda Taibu. He's run them around, now he's playing a few shots as well. Gayle making some moves. Well, he has to make some now.
Yeah, we talk about the impishness of his stroke play. He had a few attempts at some reverse sweeps earlier on, and it gets the bowler guessing, trying to outfox him, trying to understand what length to bowl, and then he shuffles across to off stump and slog sweeps from outside off stump into a vacant mid-wicket area. Manipulates the field now because Gayle has to then drop someone into mid-wicket. And from having a slip and 4 other fielders in the circle, the slip has come out now. There's 4 fielders instead of 5, and he goes now with a little switch hit.
Well, he's playing with them, isn't he? Gale moves the field and straight away he goes back to the reverse. Big changeover, hands stay the same. Times it clean as a whistle, 4 runs to 10 Taibu. Sweet striking.
Yeah, the guys have said a little bit debate going on about reverse sweep, switch it. We'll stick with reverse sweep. Really clever batting from Taibu. Come back for 3. It's not the sharpest work in the field.
But instead of going square this time, he's gone fine. This is clean batting by Taibu. Watch, here he goes. The ball's going to the other end, but he doesn't know that, and he's put the big dive in. Oh, 3 runs, fantastic cricket. Taibu, 27 off 29 balls. It's his kind of game, this. Ball not coming on, nudging gaps, run hard. Sibanda's got 37 off 92. He must just keep on going like this. Zimbabwe have gone over the 100 now, and oh my word, they want to see more of that, do the Zimbabweans. They like it when it starts keeping low, misbehaves. They're going to make it tough for the West Indies. Oh, Gale moves his field again, and Taibu finds the gap. Good batting, Ian. Classy batting. 18 runs from the over. What a fantastic over. It's 1-1-1 for 1.
Full toss. And well taken. It's a no ball though, so it won't count. Fielder doesn't realise that it is a no ball. And they've run 3 now. This is really slack work by the West Indies. Catch was taken, no ball. Fielder didn't realise it. They had to alert him to the fact. And then a wayward delivery. I think the umpire is signalling us too high. That was the reason the no ball was called. But if you're bowling at this slow pace, a full toss, I mean, that's a free hit, really. That was well behind. And he's giving it over the waist. There's that reverse sweep. Outfield fast. Long chase down towards the boundary. And they'll think of a third but not get it. Good piece of work by Bharat. This time it's Sabanda. And a half century for Sabanda. He's had to fight hard for it, but he's remained there. And more slack work here from the West Indies. They've given away, I would say half a dozen runs from that type of slackness all the way through. He moves to 50 and gets the additional run. 112 balls, just the 2 4s. Immediately, Taibu says 2. And again, not costing any run there, but still looking a little bit shoddy in the outfield. Roach slipped in the outfield. Gibson taking notes, I hope. Top edge, but he'll get away with it. 7 off the over, 138 for 1. Lovely shot, good placement, and gets a boundary for it. Taibu goes back. He's very, very strong on the cut shots. Beautifully played.
Very difficult to keep this man quiet. Tatenda Taibu gets singles off most of the deliveries that he faces, and then he picks up these boundaries as well. 47 from just 44 deliveries.
He's hit that very hard too, and found the gap as well, and another boundary. That's his 50 for Taibu, off just 45 deliveries, and that's his fifth four.
56 minutes at the crease, Tatenda Taibu. Faced just 45 deliveries, as Tony Koza just said, and a half century. And there may be a lot more to come.
Went right outside the off stump for that. Past the keeper, outfield fast. And they'll just come for a couple. No signal from the umpire, so a little bit of a bat onto it. Just over the gloves of the keeper. Maybe the gloves onto it. Whatever, another couple of runs here. And now Sabanda. Correction, Taibu again. He took 20 deliveries to reach 10, Taibu. And then since then, that one over from Miller got him going. 3 successive fours off the first 3 deliveries, 18 in the over. And that really got Taibu going. He's now 54 from 47 deliveries. It's a useful over for Zimbabwe, 12 off it, 158 for 1 with 15 to go. Well, he hit that well, very well indeed. Come off the middle of the bat, the crack resonated around the National Stadium here. Always was going to be 4.
Stepping on the gas now, Sibanda. I think he's getting a bit of encouragement from Tatenda Taibu to have a go. Doesn't want to get reckless though.
Good save, very good save. Bharat is in there. Full dive. Ben might have had difficulty in getting around to make the save because it was hit pretty hard. No run off it. The kind of feeling the West Indies are looking for. Ben's down there. Yeah, Mike, I don't think there can be any doubting now that Sabanda has decided to change gear. Move from about 3rd through 4th and now into 5th. Over 7 runs an over now from the last 10 overs, and they haven't lost a wicket. Partnership 97.
What is so good about Tatenda Taibu is that whatever he does, he looks so comfortable doing it. He looks at ease. Short ball, but no problems. He just pushed it down to 3rd man. Dead ball, the call from umpire Simon Toffel, as Kieran Pollard held on to that, didn't release it. But Taibu, it just looks so easy. Pretty compact fellow. Lots of toing and froing. Another change in the field. Man goes out to the mid-wicket region. That means 3rd man has to come up inside the circle.
Ends the over, 6 off it. 14 overs remain. It's 164 for 1.
Finger goes up, and that is the end of Taibu. It's been a wonderful innings, but that is a wicket the West Indies badly needed because of the partnership, the pace at which it has come. And Pollard strikes.
Well, he did his job for Zimbabwe. Former captain. Maybe in this approach, just looking to play a little soft shot. Just a little gentle shot, and I mean, not getting the inside edge that might have saved him.
167 for 2. Brendan Taylor's the new batsman. A clever change of length by Pollard. On the money against Taibu previously. Don't think there's any doubt about that from line, and Taibu's not a tall man. It's good footwork from Pollard. Of course, many of the youngsters in Trinidad and Tobago pride themselves on a rich footballing legacy. I'm not too sure about Ghana Reds.
20 years ago, I think you had many players who played both. And umpire Ian Bishop has said, gone.
Well, it's surely gone. And that is a very good left foot from Pollard. Excellent, excellent. The big man didn't have enough time to get down with the left hand and throw it at the stumps. He's just driven the left foot into the bottom right-hand corner, and he's found Taylor short of his ground. The bail is off and the bat is not across the line, so, I mean, it's clear to me that that is gone, and I think that just confirms it. And that is excellent work again from Pollard.
Yes, and Alville Cornell or Jerry Alexander. Jerry Alexander, of course, who played soccer at the highest level, amateur level in England, and played cricket for the West Indies. And Alvin Cornell had a blue and colour in each sport for Trinidad and Tobago. Played for the West Indies, Alvin Cornell, in 1959, and you called it correct there, Ian. But just to come back, not too many play both games these days.
No time, and that is the end of Taylor for 1, and it's now 168 for 3. It's been an outstanding over for Pollard. Elton Chigumbura is the new batsman. And a run out and a wicket of Taibu in the over. 38 overs gone, 168 for 3. Yeah, that was very well done. Good thinking, literally on his feet. Quick thought from Pollard. And great accuracy as well.
Just picking the gap there, just bisecting the two men and allowing the second run. Then back to full fitness after operation that kept him out of Australia.
Well, that's gone through again, so Bernard, I think, will keep it to another couple of runs, and another slip allows the extra run. See one or two players sliding, not least the batsmen themselves running on the grassy areas. There's been a lot of water put on the outfield because of the dry conditions which have persisted here over the last few months in Ghana, and the remnants of some moisture. Sometimes the power play themselves brings so much pressure, you lose a couple of wickets. But that's found the gap quite nicely. It's not a great delivery. It was dragged down short. In fact, a poor delivery. And struck nicely by Chigumbura.
Well, put away off the back foot. Kept it a little low, but he was able to get much of the sweet bread of the bat onto it.
Well, that's gone a long way. So that's a big one.
This was right up in the slot. Got all the bat on that. Didn't go that high. Certainly went at speed.
Roach will continue from the pavilion end. On a fair way up. Two men coming in. Oh, it's gone. Pollard, the man. I don't think there was anyone calling. They almost had a collision down there at deep backward square. Nikita Miller and Pollard, the two men closing on the ball.
Didn't quite control this one. Pollard's under it. And Miller comes into the picture. May just have put him off, but had a few bites at that cherry and just managed not to hold on, Kieran Pollard.
That's gone a long way up. I don't think it's gone far enough. Fletcher comes under it. Yes, he takes a catch.
Well, he'd signaled his intentions, Chigumbura. Having a go at Pollard, got hold of this one, but too much elevation. And Andre Fletcher, head nice and still, takes it right below eye level. Fourth Zimbabwe wicket goes down. Chigumbura goes for 27. It's 215 for 4.
Not too sure that's the sort of delivery you want to be bowling without a third man in place, or with the third man up inside the circle at any rate. Not enough protection down there.
Should be aiming more in this area, fuller and straighter. And this was the wicket of Chigumbura.
That's what I am talking about. There's no third man that cannot be the line and length. End of the over, 8 runs coming from it, 219 for 4. Wow, what was that? Officially a no ball, but how do you describe that delivery?
Well, it was high and angled in at the batsman's body. Could easily have clotheslined him. Should be a warning of some kind coming behind that.
Guy Duncan having a word with Simon Toffel. I think it was initiated by Simon Toffel. Perhaps he's telling him that he has a signal after the no ball. There he goes. He signaled the no ball and they ran a single as well. So you then have to signal after that run whether it's a bye or not. Simon Toffel, the senior man, just helping out. Edge, that's gone pretty fine. all the way.
Well, it's always wise to bowl straight at the stumps at this time of the game.
In the air, and could it go all the way? It will go all the way. He picked it up beautifully. So Yusuf Zabanda approaches 100 here. He really picked that up beautifully. Angle, length, everything was correct for him.
He's done well, hasn't he? He's just hung in here right through the innings. It was tough for him up front, batting at 50% strike rate, and certainly right now he's just picking up the pace. And this is what Zimbabwe need to take them on to as close as possible to that 250 mark. And it looks like with strikes like that, he can go right through. Get above 250 is going to be a wonderful score. And he goes again, goes square, one bounce, two bounces, one bounce, it's over, 4 runs. He's making them pay here. 240 for 4. Oh, what a
Very
Yorker.
well, very well. Well, he's bowled in for 95. He's shattered the bat. Spectacular work here by Kimar Roach. And he's ended a fine innings by Sabanda, 5 short of 100. Well, the batter served him well. He made 95 with it. But now that has to be committed to the bat cemetery.
He's done them for pace the whole game. He hasn't had any success, but right now, what a Yorker. Right on the bottom of the bat. Crunches the bat, crunches the stump. Sabanda's gone. He's held his innings together. Got Zimbabwe into a good position. He's gone for 95. It's 241 for 5.
Greg Lamb gets off the mark on his debut in one-day internationals and on his 29th birthday. And this is why he's here.
Goodness me, that's good pace. Did he smash the ball or did he smash the ground? But it just snapped the bat in half. And it scored 95 runs up until then.
We come to the last over now. Matsa Canary just trying to maximize every single ball. Four, short, wide, and just enough bat onto it. Bad delivery from Ben.
He's got it wrong, hasn't he? But Matskini moving around at the crease, causing problems for Ben here, but Ben just dragged it down. But it has, you're just speaking about it, Tony. It's the whole innings has been built around Sabanda, wasn't it? He played slowly, but he did his job. And around him, batted guys who were batting at more than a run a ball, and that's why they've got themselves up to this 250 mark. Well, almost 250 now.
Edge to short third man, and very fine. They've got him in there now, and a good thing too. But that might well have run away for another boundary. That's a Canary moves to 15. 3 balls remaining, 250, just 2 runs away. Greg Lamb to face Suleiman Ben. There's a little deflection. Nice bit of work in the outfield. Kyron Pollard, good outfielder. He dropped one today, but he had another fielder coming towards him. I suppose it was understandable in the circumstances. Good safe hands. Through the keeper, off the bench, I think, and gone for 4. No, it's buys. Ramden in no position there. So that carries him past the 250 mark. Still 1 ball remaining, 253 for 5.
When those first few overs were bowled, did anyone believe that Zimbabwe would get themselves over 250? It really was pedestrian, but they built it up. They didn't lose their wickets, and that's why they've been able to give it a dip now. Wickets in hand, last ball.
Just the one, so they finished with 254 for 5. It's a challenge for the West Indies. Zimbabwe have made only 4 totals higher than this in the 37 one-day internationals between the teams, and it's going to be a challenge for the West Indies. And as we saw in Port of Spain at the Queen's Park Oval in the 2020 international, different circumstances of course, but on a pitch which is favouring spinners just a bit. Spin of Zimbabwe is going to be absolutely crucial. Sibanda 95, Taibu 56, Mazakatsa 41 at the top. They were the ones really responsible for this total. And West Indies bowling here. Just wonder why Roach was left 1 over short. Best of the West Indies bowlers, his pace was there. Spectacular dismissal of Sibanda with a Yorker which shattered the off stump and also broke the bat towards the end. Ben started really well, but in the end his second spell yielded runs. Smith just 3 overs. Pollard a couple of wickets, but expensive in the circumstances. Miller 18 runs in 1 of his overs to Taibu, and that really got things going for Zimbabwe. And Deonarain's off spin 8 overs for 47.
Chris Gayle, 211 internationals, as you heard, and on the other hand, Adrian Barrett on his debut. So what a contrast, and what a day from a West Indian point of view for them to come good. Threatening clouds, encouraging that a fair amount of wind. Clouds are low, and the West Indies chasing 255, scored just over 5 runs. And Neil Johnson, I think if the weather doesn't intervene, we've got a game on situation here.
I think we do have, but a real stat on the screen there. They've lost 17 of their last completed one-day internationals where they've had to chase over 250 runs. So really, for Zimbabwe, that's a great situation to be in, but a lot of pressure on the West Indies. And you're just talking about Chris Gayle being so experienced and his batting partner just coming in for his debut. So really, it's going to be a tough situation facing the spinners, and we've seen the pitch take some turns. So Prosper, I would say, who captains the side, he's going to start up with his off spinners. So it's going to be all spin. It's going to be exciting.
Yes, Adrian Barrett has shown that he's a young man with a good head, certainly capable of playing the longer version, the shorter version. Test 100 against Australia on debut, start for Trinidad and Tobago in India in the 2020, and this is in fact a new challenge. Full of stroke play, good technique. Saw him got 100 in St Kitts against England when Simmons got the double, and he looks a little cross between a Gavaskar and a Greenwich. Great potential, a lot of hope from the West Indians' point of view for him.
That's right, he'll be batting with Chris Gayle, who's a stroke maker of note. So that's going to be quite exciting for it, to see how he develops on as well. His List A career.
Well, West Indies started with spin in Trinidad, and here starting with spin here, both teams.
That's Prosper say. He's bowling almost straight into the wind, isn't it? It'll really help him with his drift, because the wind really is coming into his face from the right. So he's going to be throwing it into the wind. Play around with Chris Gayle. He drifts it in, turns it away. He's got long off on the boundary, and he's got just a man in front of square on the boundary for Chris as well. He knows that Gayle loves to get after things. There's that breeze. It really is into him from the right and pretty hard.
Came back in a bit.
But how's that bounce, Reds? Beautiful for the Zimbabweans, that is. This is just squatted.
The one thing facing the West Indies in their favour, they're not chasing 6.5, 7. The rate didn't get out of hand.
You're going to see the Zimbabweans, they can field well. Oh, good fielding. Gale made his way down the pitch. Almost a run out first over. Zimbabweans have fielded well. Good start for them. It's 0 for 0. Matskaneri all over the ground. Could he get it over the top? Had he got it over the top, I tell you what, Gale was all gone. Well, he's got that one to squat on him again. Gale just trotted down. Brad didn't really know what was going on. They were pretty loose in the field with the West Indies. They've got to tighten up now with the batting.
That would have been a prize wicket to have lost Gale at that time. Bad news from a West Indies point of view. Great for Zimbabwe to see the West Indies captain stroll off.
Well, there's no doubt about it that Chris Gale is the key to this, chasing down this 250 or the 255 they require. And what he does is going to be very important, but also very important for the Zimbabweans is this guy Ray Price. He's the aggressive left-arm spinner. If he was a fast bowler, he'd be absolutely crazy, wouldn't he? He runs down the track. He really does get stuck in. Just chasing 100 the other day in the 2020. Price believed it from ball one that they were going to win, and he really got stuck in and really showed a lot of aggression for the Zimbabweans.
Well, Zimbabwe have lost a lot of quality players, 1 or 2 world-class players. I would think that Price is, in fact, in that bracket, a world-class player. Maybe other than Vittori, no other better left-arm spinner in the game.
Exactly right. He's, what is he, number 2 in the world at the moment in the rankings, in the one-day ranking. So he does a great job. He's accurate, plays around with it. He's some slide on straight, some take turn, and he's at you all the time. Watch him, it's a little thing for the Zimbabweans. They get through the overs very quickly. You know, that first over took barely a minute. Second over now, quickly on as well. Gale walks down, tries to slow the things down. Without you realizing, Zimbabwe would have got through 5 or 6 overs. And that's one of their tactics they've always used.
They used to call Lance Gibbs an aggressive off-spinner, a hostile off-spinner. I think Price is in that same kind of bracket. Umpire Simon Toffel having a good look and maybe feeling that this was going to beat leg stump. Simon Toffel, former Mossman player in New South Wales, just about to go off to the IPL.
2 maidens in a row, 0 for 0. Oh, it's a good shot. That's going to go away for 4. Just drifted on it and picked it up. It's a boundary, but Zimbabweans have to learn. And they're bowling nicely. End with a boundary. It's 3 overs gone, 5 without loss.
That's Gale being Gale. Just too short and easily put away. No major effort, just getting into position, using the power of the forearms and the shoulders.
It's just missing his legs, but what a shot. He's just so powerful, isn't he? Crowd love it. He just pops it over the boundary for 6 comfortably. I just noticed there, the 12th man was on the field helping it drive the ball. Maybe with this bit of rain about, it's just got that seam a bit damp. We've seen a few balls go across a little bit of the outfield.
Gale down the pipe and easily put away. Quick decision to get to the pitch, hit it cleanly, hit it straight.
I think Gale's just found out that he's not turning the ball at all, and he just goes down, flick of the wrists. I'll tell you what, that's huge. That is, look at the size of that bat anyway. Straight down the ground, bang, 6, clean strike through a window. Straight through the window.
Well, there'll be a bill sent to someone. Of course, the decision will have to be made here, how long you keep pricing into the attack.
Well, both Price and Otsea now, they're under big pressure. Gale, he's picked up 2 sixes so far, just slightly wrong, and bang 6. They will out past the outside edge. He's got a few to slide on straight, and now just one just turns. They've got to get some turn to Gale.
The West Indies captain didn't really have to play there. That was
what a mistake. We saw a few of these things happen in the West Indies side, and here it's happened now. Price is furious. A quick single by Gale. He called himself through, and wow, he picked up 5 off the last ball. 28-33 off 8. Sweet shot. Gale walked down to him before that ball was bowled. Probably tell him, don't worry, calm down. The ball will come and you'll be able to strike it away, and this he certainly did. He's got out the sweep for the second time now, and he's hit his second 4 as well, but this was sweetly struck. Into the 11th over, it's 43 without loss. All right, Price. Not the best off his own bowling, but he's keen. Hughes gets so into the game, doesn't he? He just wants it. And there we go. There we are.
an example of a hostile left-arm spinner.
Well, can you imagine if he was a fast bowler? He'd bowl beamers and all those sort of things. He's crazy, this guy.
Single always there once you can beat the aggressive Price, who is willing to sprawl to his right or left, long off, long on, back. So the single strike rotated once more, but look at those figures: 5.4, none for 13.
Just wide. Cream it is. Couldn't quite get across. Price called for the catch. Just wide.
He's been timing the ball so well today, Chris Gale, that this one came out of the middle. Luckily for him, was just to the left of Creamer. Don't think he really intended for it to carry that far. He's played some really well-timed shots today.
End of the over, 14 gone, 52 without loss. And that's banged away, waited for it, played it really well, gets a boundary just short enough, and Barat goes back, waits on it and cuts it away for a boundary.
Well, he's known to be very strong square of the wicket, Adrian Barat, and got a bit of width that time and makes use of those. Doesn't miss too many.
There he is. Back in Australia when you made your debut, Jeff, you were what, just early 20s?
Well, I was in my mid-20s, Tony. It was harder to make the team then.
Flicked away, fine, very, very fine. We'll go for 4. More edge than the middle, but nevertheless a boundary for Barat.
there, Masakatsa, and enough bat on it. Get it past the wicket-keeper and down to the boundary. Have to be careful. This is a time when the West Indies could get away from them. This is the first loose bowling we've really seen.
Now a no ball, so that compounds the issue. A free hit now, single, no ball. So 1 run from the no ball, 1 run from the bat, and a free hit. And Gale on strike. They can shift the field now.
But before this over, the West Indies were 59. They were just 2 runs ahead of where Zimbabwe were at this point. But now they've created a little bit of a gap. Is that no ball? Don't see any part of that front foot behind the line.
So we've got a free hit here now. Only way that batsman can be dismissed is run out. And he's got it. He has got it. Clobbered for a 6.
Well, this Satafan has to be hit. You don't bowl this length to Chris Gale on a slow wicket and expect to get away with it. Just stood there and slapped it wide of long on.
Just getting back to your test debut, a lot of people don't realise that you came into the side as a batsman and fielder. Cover. And of course then took over in the last test of that series. 3 test matches, you played as batsman in the first 2 and fielder. Remember, you've been outstanding in the covers.
Well, I'm glad you think so, Tony, because Ian Bishop certainly doesn't. His exact words was, they realised their mistake and put me behind the wicket.
I can't remember Ian Bishop being outstanding in the covers somehow. 74 without loss. This one. Nice use of the feet from Barat, who is beginning to look a little bit freer now. Just the one. Now they're hurrying for the second. And the return just seems to have glanced Gale on the way through. But he was certain of the second. Would have got there, I think, even if the throw had been a good one. Just got the idea that it hit someone, I know. No, it didn't. Yeah, it did hit. Yeah, hit his foot. Clyde Duncan. It looked as if it deflected from somewhere. Oh, there he goes. Unusual to find Chris Gale playing that shot. I can't remember him ever playing it. That raises his 50 with an unusual shot from Chris Gale for a boundary. Reverse sweep.
His stumps weren't in danger here. Side off stump. Got some good bat on it.
I know you would never have played that shot as elegant as it were. But, you know, a lot of people feel that the shots of the reverse sweepers come in recently. The Javid Miandad playing it, Gordon Greenidge. Greenwich more was a deflection rather than an authentic sweep, but Javid Miandad certainly perfected it. I hope you realise that I'm building you up for a couple of drinks this evening. With how brilliant you were at cover and now how elegant you were as a batsman and so on. All exaggeration, of course. But
well, it definitely sounds as if Bishop has deserted you, Tony.
"20 overs have gone, it's 87 without loss."
Oops, where are you going? Where are you going, bat? Simon Toffel will call for the television umpire to make an adjudication. Let's have a look.
It's exactly what Zim need. They need a breakthrough. Barrett's got himself back in time, but wow, that was just not what the West Indies needed, and exactly what the Zimbabweans needed. Had that been a direct hit, it would have been pretty close. But Barrett's done well. He's turned himself around brilliant to get back. But Zimbabwe needs something special, Ian, to get a breakthrough.
Certainly do, and quite obviously they prefer to open that door with the dismissal of Gale, who can hold things together as that senior player that I was talking about. Bat is on the ground, it hasn't bounced up, I don't think. Yeah, green light comes on. And that's what I thought the West Indies sort of lacked in that batting department in the 2020 at the Queen's Park Oval, where there was a lot of naivety in being kind to the way they batted. Didn't have Chanderpaul apart, a skillful batsman against slow bowling to pace the innings sensibly. And that's better from Barrett's use of the feet and knocking it long on. And so you found a lot of the guys played ill-judged shots, couldn't pace the innings.
Yeah, whereas here you got Chris Gale, haven't you? Gale's out there, everything seems under control, and that's why Zimbabwe know what a key this guy is. That's an appeal, I tell you what, that's pretty close. Given him, it's given Chris Gale. He's got the breakthrough, has Greg Lamb. What a crucial breakthrough this is. Is this the turning point for Zim? They needed it so badly. Has this straightened up enough, Ian?
Yeah, well, that's it. They prefer to get someone as the experience of Chris Gale. Now, what's it done? Just drifted on. Yep. I would have gone on to hit the stumps for me. Just straightened enough. And that is the breakthrough that Zimbabwe want to open this batting lineup on. Chris Gale gone for 57, 99 for 1. Shivnaraj Chanderpaul is the new batsman replacing Chris Gale, the other very experienced batsman in this West Indian lineup. 253 matches and a world-class player in his own right.
You couldn't have asked for someone better to come in and someone better to get a wicket. The Zimbabweans needed it. Lamb pitches on, straightens, a bit lazy maybe Gale, but it's out the end. And a good decision by umpire Duncan. What a breakthrough. On 99 they get the breakthrough.
I was wondering where that went for a minute. It's spent a lot of time in the air, but it's carried the boundary. Halfway mark is 106 for 1.
We did see at this stage to tender Taibu and the likes. moving the ball around well, and this is really where their worm picked up. Can the West Indies do the same? Can they run it round? Tatenda was superb today. He really got initiative into the, or impetus into that Zimbabwe batting lineup and struck it well, played all different shots around the wicket. This is probably the crucial time for Zimbabwe. This is where they really started pushing on that big over of 18. That was Tatenda.
Well, he got it past him. He should get at least 2. That's what he needs for his half century. Well fielded down there at third man, but he gets a couple of runs, Bharat. That's his half century.
Yes, just too wide, and after his disappointment in Trinidad, he felt that he had let himself down on the side. I think he has come through here a couple of difficult moments, but looking to reach his half century with the attacking shot. Brilliant bit of fielding.
Inside edge onto the stumps. Immediately got that half century, has to depart. Got a century on test debut, a half century on ODI debut. But that's where it ends.
Well, this seemed to be not that wide, and hard inside edge. Not a lot of movement of the feet. Didn't seem to get across. 126 for 2.
So the 2 highest scorers for the West Indies have departed, and the new batsman is Andre Fletcher. This is his 11th game. This is where we're talking about now the inexperience coming in. Chandra Paul has to make sure that he stays there, guides these younger batsmen along the way.
Young Grenadian in the windward side at the age of 16, when many have thought that although he had the promise that maybe he was rushed into the first class game just a little too early. That's the dismissal of Adrian Brad, Michael. Did well there because that kept low. I think he was looking for something a couple of inches higher and just managed to get some batter onto it. Might play even lower on Saturday.
He put it low down on the bat. I would suspect that between now and Saturday, where they just may sprinkle that pitch a bit, put a bit of moisture into it to give it another roll, just to get a face on it, as they say.
Nicely played. His runs here, they could come back for the second. Back for it too close. Let's see what will the replay show. Didn't go straight to the fieldsman, but might have just hesitated on the turn.
It's a matter of whether the ball hit the stumps directly or not. Came off the gloves onto the stumps. Yes, he's out, and then the stumps hit the gloves hit the stumps. So the ball hits the stumps first. The glove does hit the stump with the ball not in his hands, but already the bails are off from contact with the ball, so that's out. Of course, it's not me that's giving the decision, it's the third umpire. Let's see what Mr. Malcolm will say about this. I would think that's out though. Off the glove, onto the stumps, bails off, bat well out of ground. Not a well judged run, because even if he had taken the ball and then take the bails off, more than likely he would still have effected that run out. So that's not a well judged run. So I am afraid Andre Fletcher just may be on his way back to the pavilion.
We're looking for the second. Don't know if there was a communication lapse. That seemed to be taking quite a long time. ball went into the stumps before the glove would have made contact with it. If it was the reversal, it would have been different.
Yes, just as we thought. Third umpire, Mr. Malcolm, deciding that that was out. So Andre Fletcher goes for 6. The West Indies 136 for 3. The left-handed Narsingh Deonarayan comes in to replace Andre Fletcher. So 2 left-handers now at the crease for the West Indies. Just might make it a bit easier for the bowlers in that they won't have to be thinking about changing their line when a single is taken. The West Indies need a partnership. They need a partnership before they lose too many wickets.
Ryan had a satisfying tour of Australia. Batted well, bowled some useful spells.
$136 for 3 at the end of 33 overs.
Came through the under 19 ranks and has been in and out of the West Indies side. Never really holding a permanent place, but showed sign in Australia in the Test series that he's had the character to play at the highest level. Still a comparatively young man. Good all-round game, Dean Ryan.
Big gap on the onside. That should go all the way. It does. Great attempts though. Hamilton Matsakatsa, the man down there, just rolling into the ropes.
And with contact like that, you can easily pick up a burn.
That's well run. Very well run.
Well, he started in a very confident fashion, and if he continues that way, it will take some pressure off of Chandrapal, who must not be left to do the bulk of the scoring.
Got hold of it, Chandrapal, but just a single.
You call that an old-fashioned swish?
A lot of hard work with just a single. Good over that for the West Indies though. All of 8 runs coming from it. 144 for 3. Scoreboard keeps ticking over with these singles. West Indies have fallen a bit behind Zimbabwe now though. After 35.5 overs, Zimbabwe were 162 for 1. West Indies at the moment 150 for 3. First 50. All of 80 deliveries. You wouldn't have thought that with Chris Gayle at the crease. Slowest 50 of them all.
Good effort. Nothing motivates a bowler greater than a diving effort. Sambanda there who started with the bat, getting 95. Diving goalkeeper fashion, as if Zimbabwe might have been in the World Cup upcoming. Well, they're not. Zimbabwe would play in the African Cup. Have a 65,000 seater in Harare, built by the Chinese.
That looked a bit wide. It is called a wide.
Simon Toffel played for Mossman and turned to umpiring and highly rated.
Over the infield, but there's a man deep on the point boundary, so just a single again. West Indies have scored a run off every delivery so far, though. If not off the bat, at least the wide out, they got a run from that as well.
We just had one boundary in recent time, but Narsingh Dinarine pulling it through the onside, but mainly singles just rotating the strike.
Again, at least a single. Should get 2. 8 runs again coming from that over for the West Indies. 155 for 3.
Oh, gone for the big reverse sweep. Katenda Tabu misses it as well. Can they get through for the third? No, they can't. Good fielding. Looking for the enormous reverse sweep.
Always difficult for the keeper. He's unsighted, not looking for this, and he's nowhere near it, Taibu. You'd know all about that, having kept wicket in the over 35s Masters in Barbados, Cricket Legends of Barbados tournament.
But I certainly wasn't in line. That would have been 4 bars if it was me. I was awful.
I endorse that.
It's going to be a run out.
Gotta be an easy run out. Where was Dinarine going? Well, you can say it was his call, but it went straight to the fielder. Committed himself, never waited for Chandapal, never waited to see what the position was going to be. And that's a real mess up. Crucial dismissal. He's gone. He hasn't stopped. He's just running all the way through. So 4 down now. 38 overs gone, 165 for 4. And that's a crucial dismissal. Dinarine was batting really well for his 17, but he has to go. So we've had 2 of them now, 2 runouts, Fletcher and Dinarine, 2 unnecessary runouts. You can say that any runout is unnecessary. But Fletcher took on a fielder at short fine leg and lost. And now Dinarine takes on the keeper. Ball just running past the keeper, and he was tearing down. Now, just feel here that this is a crucial part of the match. Ray Price is going to come back on. He has another 3 overs to go. Kyron Pollard, worth $750,000 US, according to the bidders in the Indian Premier League for his big hitting. That doesn't come into it here now.
You're absolutely right. It doesn't come into it at all now, but he's out there. 4 down. He's coming number 6.
Chandapal. Swept away. Fielder is out there. Good piece of work. Chikambura limits the batsman to a couple.
Well, that is one area that the Zimbabweans have been far better than the West Indians. Is in the field, in the outfielding, that is pick up, get it in, just 2 runs.
Now, did this brush the pad? If not, it's going to be wides. Come back for 2 and they'll come back for a 3rd. Taufel waiting. Leg by, just brush the pad. So 3 leg bys.
Did he pick either the googly or the top spinner? I'm not quite sure if he did, but he's got them all, hasn't he, Creamer? He bowls a nice leggy, he's got the googly, he spits one through straight as well.
And he's got a nice pitch to bowl on as well, as he did in Port of Spain. Control has been good. Seven off the over, 177 for 4. 40 overs remain. Correction, 40 overs gone, 10 remain.
Was that put down? Was it a return catch, Tone? It looked like it got back to him. Changing direction, Elton Chikumbura puts one hand out to it, and I think he's put this down.
Very low. Just playing towards leg, playing across it, and that's a missed chance. There he goes with that reverse sweep and gets it away for his first boundary. 47 deliveries, and Chandapol, incongruous really that he should get off with his first boundary with a reverse sweep. Pulled it out of the bag in a superb innings against New Zealand January last year in a one-day international at Napier. Out of the blue it came, and he's used it to good effect on occasions since then. Boundary to him, 185 for 4.
He's played it a few times today, but he just hasn't got it away, and this one he catches clean. A couple of bounces for 4, and it's prompted a change in the field placing. 2 men behind square on the offside, nothing on the leg side in front of square, watching a single. He goes again, catches it clean, that's 4. Sweet strike, Chandapol. He's changing gear, he is. He can do it at any stage, and he's doing it now.
Unusual shot from Chandapol. You always look for Chandapol to nudge and push the ball around. But here he is, inventive now. 2 boundaries.
He's got a change in the field placing again.
8 overs to go, and they've now called for the batting power play. So this could well be a crucial point in this match.
Straight to mid-on, and Prosper Utsea gets the breakthrough. And this was always going to be the critical phase of the match here, with the batting power play being taken. It was a simple catch.
Well, this was what Zimbabwe wanted to do, build up some pressure. Something had to give, and unfortunately for the West Indies, it was Kieran Pollard. He goes for 5. West Indies deep in it, 193 for 5.
Dinesh Ramdin replaces Kieran Pollard. Talked about I suppose Tony Kozia phrased it best, the unreliability of the rest of the batsmen. Gale and Chandapol apart. Just imagine the West Indies were 99 without loss. They were 125 for 1, now they're 194 for 5.
This is Pollard's dismissal. No foot movement, just clipped it up in the air to mid-on. And Brendan Taylor takes a simple catch. Ramdin is there now, and he's capable of knocking it around, giving Chandrapal the strike.
Nice shot from Chandapol, wonderful use of the feet, hitting the ball inside out, always a pleasure to see. Doesn't he choose his hitting area nicely?
He's so well balanced when he moves, Shivnarine Chandrapal, and times the ball so well. Perfect position. Aimed that front shoulder exactly where he wanted it to go. Well, he was stranded there, Ramdin. Chanderpaul, rather. All he had to do was hit the stumps. Chanderpaul not even in the frame.
I think he could have even run to the stumps, Jeffrey. He could have had control of the ball and run towards the stumps and taken it off. Just carried. Brings up Chanderpaul's 50 as well from 59 balls. And it's a good individual accomplishment.
Final delivery of the over. That's nicely hit. And it's been hit for 6. And on top of that, it's a no ball. There's a free hit.
And if this free hit goes for a boundary as well, it could be just be the error that gets the batting team back into the match. And that is a big no ball as well. It's not even borderline, or not even just over. Searching for the Yorker again. This time he gave Chanderpaul enough length to get underneath.
For 2 here. And he's struggling. Looks to be struggling. Toffel has asked for the 3rd umpire. Fielders seem pretty confident. Should give us a better idea. Oh, he's way out there. It looks close. The stumps are broken. I think he may just have made it.
Right, yeah. I think that was a logical decision from our perspective. So Chanderpaul lives to fight another day. 32 required from 18. And Chanderpaul exploits it brilliantly. He knew there was no one down in the deep fine leg area, and use all his innovativeness to create a boundary opportunity.
Again, it's all about the balance and timing. Gets into nice position. Flicks it away. That's what experience is all about.
Gone straight down to long off and taken brilliantly. That is a very solid catch, and Masakadza has a reprieve.
And he's chiding himself, Chanderpaul, because he didn't really hit this the way he should have. Just came forward and stroked through the line of it instead of putting a bit more power into it. Carried all the way and would have gone for 6. But in the end, just $1 short. Chigumbura takes the catch as Akadza gets his first wicket on debut, and Shivnarine Chanderpaul goes for 70. West Indies are 233 for 6.
Just 9 legal deliveries to go. They need 20 runs, the West Indies. And as we just saw on the scoreboard, they're behind with the Duckworth-Lewis system. Bowled him. Bowl straight. When the batsman misses, you hit, and that's what Chigumbura has done. That's the end of Dinesh Ramdin.
Every delivery, apart from the first one, which was a wide, has been like this from Chigumbura. Smiles around as they were at the Queen's Park Oval on Sunday. Not there. Nor there. Ramdin struggled for his 8. 16 deliveries, couldn't get the ball away. And really would take something quite dramatic now for the West Indies to get up. They need 20 from 8 deliveries. They're 235 for 7. Smith has got hold of that. Gone for 4 to finish off the over. 15 needed from the last over. 240 for 7, 255 required. Mazakadze now on the way to Miller. Miller hoiks it down towards long on. That's 6. First ball 6 to Nikita Miller. Got the crowd going here. 9 from 5 deliveries required. Well, they've certainly got their money's worth towards the end here. Picked it up beautifully.
Not quite the length that you would want to bowling, but Chingira Matsakaya not really the most experienced bowler in this Sri Lankan team either. And that was a good blow from Nikita Miller. Good length for the batsman, just got under it. And the best of starts in this last over. 6 off the first delivery.
9 required from 5 balls. Spanks it away, goes for 4. Now the smiles begin to just crease faces in the West Indies area. They've got the crowd jumping. Wide outside the off stump, he threw the bat at it. He's very strong in the cut shot. 10 off the first 2 deliveries, 5 needed from 4 balls. Ball down. Dwayne Smith goes. 4 from 2. Mazakadze makes up for those first 2 deliveries. Foolish and straight, and Smith not for the first time, going right across the line and missing. Well, I said he's hit and miss. He missed that one. He's out for 4. 2 balls remain, 4 to get, 251 for 8. Mazakadze can't afford another wide. There he goes in the outfield. There's a fielder out there. He'll take the catch. It's a high swirling ball. He takes it. Brilliantly taken. Creamer, the fielder. What a magnificent catch. In the air for a long time. Tension, nerves all around the ground, not least in the respective dressing rooms. Look at the faces, the respective demeanors of the 2 teams. Up in the air. Where's it gone? High, high, high. In comes Creamer. Difficult catch, swirling out of the overcast, and hangs on to it. Brilliantly taken. Means the West Indies have to hit a boundary. Look at the eyes, look at the faces, and now look at the reaction. Now Nikita Miller will have the strike. Now that could be important. They need 4 to win off the last ball, the West Indies. Shangarai Mazakadze on debut. Hammered away on the onside, just a single. Zimbabwe win. Zimbabwe win by 2 runs. 252 for 9. Zimbabwe 254 for 5. They take a 1-0 lead in the 5-match series. And what a last over we've had. No wonder Mazakadze, the younger of the 2 brothers, is being hugged by his teammates. Horrendous start to the over. 6 and a 4 from Nikita Miller, and then a single, and then wicket. And with 4 runs needed off the last ball, he restricted Kemar Roach to a single and completed the victory. So there's